You know, every time I really should. Every stream I say I'm going to fix that thing, and I never do. Anyway, do I want to put my camera on today? That's the question. I wasn't planning on it. However, yeah, why not? Fine. Hi chat. It's me. My camera is in the wrong place. That'll do. Ugh. My hair is wet. Yeah, it's fine. I don't care. Right. So, Miguel, Mops, Damien, Panda, and Killer. How goes? Hope you're all well. I have some things to do today. I did a stream earlier in the week on Twitch on the YT world here, day or two ago, for anybody who may have caught that. Mostly redesigned this build here. So for those of you obviously been keeping up with the videos, this was part of the last video. We designed a andesite farm to go with the tree farm and all the other stuff we've been doing in this area. But I really wasn't happy with how I built the farm the first time. So on a stream, I've redone this. We've changed it to be chain drive based, so we can individually turn off each section of the farm, and it looks so much cleaner. Like you can see, this has remained relatively unchanged. This is the flint maker, so obviously we cobble gen, gravel, flint, using millstones so we don't get any of the byproducts because I don't need them. And then same here, we just mill into cobblestone. And the recipe for andesite we are using is this one, flint, gravel, lava. So we've already got lava on hand. That just now comes from underground. I didn't really bother too much making it nice. It just comes in over here from the source, down underground, and it just goes into some storage tanks and then into the farm. And it works. Same with the output, it just now comes underneath and goes up in a thing. I was going to have it overground, but it just looked better to have it like this, honestly. But I really like this design much better. We can see down the middle, see all the moving parts, and it looks pretty good. And I really like all this chain driviness in the roof. Technically, I don't need this one. It just fills out the space, I guess. And I put a roof on it, which I started a little bit in the stream. And then finished up off stream, just added in some skylights really and decorated the roof up to look semi-okay. But considering I'm not using an elytra in this world, I don't really have to care too much about how roofs look. They just need to be functional, really. And then lastly, I didn't do this on the stream, I did this last night. I was just chilling, hanging out in the world, and I set up a little storage container. Very similar to, well, the exact same design as these, just on the ground for the logs coming out of the farm. Dead simple, they just come out here, roll across into a big vault behind here. And yeah, this has been working. We've got 70,000 logs in there. Same with the andesite farm. I've been AFK in the world this morning a little bit while I was setting up stream and just doing some other bits. We've made 40,000 andesite. So it's looking pretty good. I also left everything running. I did a bit of a stress test on that stream as well, where I ran all of the farms here simultaneously. And surprisingly, I only needed one of our 8 engines to run it, so I think I definitely went a bit overkill here, but it's fine. It looks cool. And yeah, I ran the iron farm and the gold farm for a bit, and we got plenty of that backed up now too. Admittedly, this farm isn't very good. I spent a long time on this, and I really thought that this would be fast, but it's not. It's not very good, and I don't really get how. Something about this farm just isn't right. Alright, yeah, it's turned off because it's full. So I think I need to go back through and maybe diagnose some issues with these, because, yeah, they don't feel like they're working very well. Episode is this? I guess you could call it a 6.5, because it's, you know, halfway between 6 and 7. Maybe 6.3 if I do another stream before that. I don't really know. Also, big up, the Skeege father is in the chat. 6-7. Do not be bringing that shit into my stream. I swear to God. I don't understand this meme. It's crap and I hate it. Anybody that says 6-7 in chat is getting banned. No meme. I'm not having that shit. I'm not dealing with that. No. Explain 6-7. I physically cannot. I don't understand what it is. I've been explained what it means, and I still don't get it. But you're new? It was good knowing you. Right, what was I going to do today? I've been distracted immediately. I want to start designing the next machine, which I said this at the very end of the last video. It was like the last clip. I want to re-automate the andesite age. So for those of you who don't know that I did this, I think the schematic will be in my Discord. So I may have just sent some antagonistic messages before stream and they've just seen them. To Sabby. Where are they? Would they be in... I will share my screen once I find it. Yeah, here we go. So I did this in my previous world where I automated the entire andesite age. And this was done with storage drawers and making use of the drawer slaves and controllers. And it's kind of annoying because I can't do that now because I don't have the storage drawers mod. So we've got to figure out a different kind of system to make it work. Remember, that's quite funny stuff. Did YouTube actually just tell you, "Psst, you're a mod, you should be in this stream"? That's really quite funny, actually. But yeah, so I have drawers in this world, right? I've got functional storage, which is what are they called? They're not. Is it limited? Limited barrels. And these essentially they function as storage drawers, right? The exact same thing. In fact, if I just do at storage, that should do it. This is going to come up with Tom's storage too, but that's fine. Now, connected multi-block of storages. Yeah, so these are cool. I like these a lot because I need a linking tool. This essentially works as a remote drawer controller. I did not have an ender pearl. I swear I've made one of these. Yeah. So we link to this and then bam, bam, bam. In fact, let's stack it vertically. It'll be easy to see. So like it wirelessly links to all of those inventories. So if I were to say go that, that, and that, put these in here. And let's lock them as well, because then these are going to keep the memory of what was in them, even if no items are in there, right? And then if we manually insert items into this, it's going to put them into those connected networks. So that's really cool that we can wirelessly link to a drawer network with the controller. Now, the thing I'm not so sure on, which I think might actually work, is at the top of the screen you can see up, no, wrong side, up here. the JEI bit. No, that's not JEI. Whatever that, showing what's in it. This reads as an inventory. So, can I pull items out of this thing? I have no game sound. I forgot I turned it off. Whoops. Nice. Okay. Can I filter this? Yes, I can. Ooh, this changes things. Okay. So we do have some kind of wireless shenanigans to move items around. However, the way I did this before was, imagine, I don't know, let's go with these trim blocks. Imagine these are this storage controller, right? What I had going on was I had a series of lines of machines, like blah, 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 with an output controller here, filtered for logs, let's say, and then an input filter here, and then they would connect to a wall of drawers over here, and I would have a slot for logs and a slot for planks, and essentially this would just spit logs out until the plank drawer was full. And then once we'd done that, we would have another section down here, which would take, I don't know, let's say andesite alloy, and it would turn it into shafts. And then we'd have another section with basins and mixers, and this would make andesite alloy. And it was basically just a supply and demand system where all I needed to do was feed it the raw resources and then set up each crafting step further down the line, which was relatively easy. And obviously, the more in demand an item was, so something we're going to use a load of, like cogs or shafts, you would just add more machines of that type. Whereas I would only really need 1 or 2 basins making andesite alloy, or making cogs, again, because you can do those in a mixer. But my other question for this is, can I... This needs an ender pearl, doesn't it? Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, that's... okay. Wait, does it need a barrel for this? Does it want one of these? What do you want for this? Huh? Why aren't you working? Do you want a sophisticated storage barrel? I mean, yeah, I can do that. Let's get a couple of them. Then we craft a couple of these. So my question is, can we stack multiple of these to the same output? No, I cannot. That does make it significantly more difficult. So it would be easy enough to pull all the items into a drawer network, because realistically all I'd need to do is run one belt line into this, and then it would just send it to all the right drawers. But it's getting all of the items to the drawers, which is going to be a problem. I could do this the old-fashioned way with just a shit ton of belts and crazy pipework, but I don't want to do that, because that sounds hellishly awful. So, my secret weapon of this pack, Applied Energistics 2, does exactly the same thing, and it's going to allow us a lot more control over what items go where. So we can use said storage controller that we looked at before, hook it up to a ton of drawers, and then just hook up a external storage, I think they're called, to said controller, and then the AE system is going to be able to read that entire drawer network. And then we just use importers and exporters, really, to send the items where they need to go. I mean, I could even do this just within AE and use their own in-world crafting system, but it'd be easier. I guess it would actually be easier to do that for all of the manual crafting recipes. I don't know. So my other alternative is I just download storage drawers, quite honestly, and get rid of functional storage, but that is going to cause some issues because most of my storage is using functional storage, so I don't know. Is it even in this version of the game? Storage drawers. Oh, they are. My Shayla storage drawers. Yeah, and this is even the right version. Okay. The other controller? What do you mean the other controller? Connect separate multi-block of storages to controller. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna need ender pearls before I can test any of this. So if we... That needs to be in here, actually. Wow. No, let's just go near the fortress. Straight in. Where is the nearest warped forest? Just over here. Perfect. Do I have looting on this? Yes, I do. Okay, good. I do actually have to be kind of careful, because I don't have an elytra, but grappling whisk has saved me many a time. Huh. Neat. I did not think I'd done that. Hello, sir? Sir. Sir, where are you going? Come back to me. No. Come back to me. This guy has many resistances, so I'm not even going to bother trying to fight him normally. I am in fact going to cheese this. Speed 2, absorption, health boost 3. Yep, I'm not messing with this guy. Hello, sir. It's just probably enough to test with, to be fair. So let's head on back. That's my warpstone. There. So yeah, basically all we want to do is make a system where... They're not called that. They're barrels. Dum-dum. Where we can pull from a draw network and then put items back into it with relative ease. Now the main thing we want... Is there compacting drawers in this? No, there is not. Oh, that's really irritating. Functional storage using controller access points. Okay, so it is possible. You know what I'm going to do? Actually, let's go into a test world. I'm going to grab that schematic. And as I age automated megapoggers.nbt. That sounds about right. Let me put my game cap back on, so y'all don't constantly get black screening as I flick between tabs. Let's just grab this from my downloads and put it in here. Okay. I should make super flat for this. So I don't know if this is going to immediately crash the world when I try and log it in, or if it's just going to place the blocks as normal. Or like if it's just going to not place them, sorry. Why do I have cheats enabled? Because I turned off I've got things like daylight cycle and weather cycle turned off in my world. And in case I have any disasters like the last video, where I get invisible blocks that may explode at some point. So it's handy for admin features and getting things like spectator for screenshots and... Is compacting drawers? Does it? No. I'm stupid. Wait, yeah, I've used them. I swear I've used them. Yeah, I have cheats enabled for a lot of admin-y bits for the video. This is literally a super flat world. How is it taking this long to generate? Hoomst has emailed me. Wow, I'm live? Why have you sent me a... I've been emailed from a company I don't work for anymore. It's like, here's your weekly colleague information. It's like, I don't work for you anymore. Why are you sending me this? Placing with a flat world? Maybe. Either that or my computer's about to set on fire. So, if you see a general fireball come up from this direction, and me violently fly this way, then you know it's exploded. Generate a flat world? It might actually. I'm pretty sure this pack has been doing that a lot. Like, you say super flat and it just, yeah, it's a Terralith thing. It doesn't like to actually be flat. Alright, well, I guess we'll make a flat area. Not air. That'll do. Schematics. I like that it doesn't even fit on the screen. Yeah. So you can see this is kind of what we had going on before, just an army of crafters, arms, and a bunch of terrain stuff. There. Yeah, I wanted a flat platform in it. So, for the time being, actually, I'm just going to ignore this whole crafter section down here. So I'm just going to get rid of this. This whole bit is going to go. Because I'm not worried about that right now. I just want to get the main processing working, because this is all of, like, the easy bits, I guess. Now, if I connect this to power... Where was the power input on this thing? Sure, we'll go with here. I'm not vibing with this music anymore. They're gone. Let's just put it on 128. That is backwards, I believe. That needs to be going that way. Correct? Yes. What do these even make? Oh, andesite alloy. Right. So, we need a storage controller. Oh, there's storage inputs and outputs? Oh, hello. Wait, so can I link these to this? Ooh. Yes, I can. Okay. So if we just say we put outputs on all of this. Ah, but then we've got inputs there, so we'd have to spread this out a bit. Let's move this whole bit over by 1 then. Okay. Right. And then we'll just fill this in and get rid of it. Dito. This can go down here. And then we can start putting our storage. So outputs will be over here. These will be inputs. Outputs here. Inputs over here. And then these need to be outputs as well. Now, what is the range on this? So if I were to put this, say, all the way over here, can I link to... No. How far's the range on this thing? To there. So what is that? That's going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I imagine it's 16 blocks. Looking at that. Because obviously it's going to be a bit less because it's diagonal, but I imagine it is 16. So can I change the config of that to give it a more range? I imagine yes, right? I can't remember what the name of the mod is now. Sophisticated storage. Let's have a look. Sophisticated storage, server config. That's compacting. This is all the upgrade stuff. All the barrels, blah 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 blah. I imagine it'll be in... controller range, 15. Let's just max it out. Set it to 64. It's fine. I don't care about doing this kind of thing. So we just connect absolutely everything to this. How to build my build. Yeah, to be fair, I haven't done anything like this with this mod, like, ever. I did this obviously with storage drawers, but that looks kind of cool. Never did it with much else. So, if we just take a bunch of these limited barrels, let's go with these. Is there a creative one of these? I guess I could just stick a creative crate above the main ones. So we're going to be getting iron upgrades extend range. Okay. Items in storage infinite. Oh, I can just stick that, I guess. That works. Which one would it be? I really haven't used this mod a lot, I can't lie. Not as much as I probably could have. You know, let's just search range. I'm not seeing no range upgrades, so it's fine. I don't mind using the stuff for this. You know what, actually, let's do the unlimited ones a different color, just so I know what's what. So they can be infinite. We're going to need logs, iron. I should do this iron one actually as a... what are they called? The compacting barrels? What are they called? Or do they have a different name? Yeah, no, obviously when I build this in world, I'm going to do upgrades and stuff on it, but just for now, I want to get it working. Do I just add a... I guess I just add a compacting upgrade into the barrel. Which I will actually need to upgrade this for that. Hello, why did that just eat my iron? So then if I put this in... No, I don't want to... Ugh. I put a compacting upgrade. Oh, I can't because of that's in it. Yeah. Compacting upgrade. Compact iron, maybe? Allow? How does this work? Item, much more, much tags. Am I misreading how this works? I mean, it's fine. I guess I can always just add an extended bit for crafting nuggets. It is what it is. But either way, we'll have these, and andesite. And then when we link these to this, maybe I need a separate multi-block link for this, storage link. Oh, well, actually, this is taking items out. Oh, cool. Okay, so that works. I feel like I probably don't need to do this, because it looks like it's already connected to this, because it's touching, right? But yeah, then we would just go through and add everything. So actually, this works pretty well. I just need to go through and readjust it all for the auto crafting of all the different parts. So alloy, shafts, cogs, we're gonna need. So it's not making... Oh, this is unpowered. Right, we need to get power to this side. Which, I just need to reconnect this in the middle. Gotta break that. Right, there we go. Let's put this on max speed, just because that's what we'll be running it at anyway. Yeah, and that's going to start making casings. This is making shafts, planks, and stripped wood, so that's good. I don't really know why this isn't. Connected? I don't think I actually connected this to the thing. There we go, that looks right now. So yeah, we basically just need to... Oh, they look weird in there. Where's that? Large cog. How odd. And yeah, we just keep expanding this to fit whatever we need in it. Okay. I'm going to keep this bottom layer from the old design, because I think this works well. I don't see that there's much here that I could really improve upon. Other than the frame rate, but alas, we can try. Now these aren't doing anything. I just don't think it's got enough alloy being made. But it is fine. It'll catch up on a lot of stuff. Do we have storage downgrades? Yes. So what do these cost to make? Just flints and... more flints. Cool. Because things like depots, I don't really want an enormous amount of, right? We only want to maybe keep 2 stacks of those. Maybe like 4 stacks of each thing. A limit? Yes. So essentially, the farms we've made so far, we've got an iron farm, we've got a wood farm, and we've got an andesite farm. All of those resources are technically infinite, which is why, for the purpose of the test, I've given these infinity upgrades. So they are completely passive, and everything in the andesite age can be made with those 3 resources. So whether we process them as like a depot, that is just log and alloy. A shaft is just alloy. Alloy itself. Chain drive is a casing and a bit of iron. See here, this is another problem. This is why we need to set all the drawers first and then lock them, because otherwise we fill up with one kind of thing. But this is fine just for the purposes of the test. What else do we got? We got a mechanical saw. So for that, we need iron crushed into plates and a casing and iron itself, but still made from those 3 key resources. So realistically, we just need to add processing for all the different types of items, and then we're good. So obviously, we have compacting drawers in the previous version, which, now that I think about this, my iron farm is actually making ingots, not nuggets. So I would probably swap this for ingots, and then... Oh, good. Thanks, game. Where's the iron ingot? Oh, good. Now it's full of crap. No, get out, get out, get out, get out. Let me... Ah! Alright, whatever. You know what I mean. I'll probably just add an extra mixer or something to just turn iron ingots back into nuggets. That easy. So, let's start again. Slash game will do weather cycle. Let's get rid of that crap. Start again. We'll rebuild it from scratch, set up the draw network and all, and then go from there. So, take away the power, and just make a new flat area. So fill from here to all the way over here. That's not how you spell stone. That'll do. I made it too high. My only downside is I have limited space on where to put this, so I think part of it's going to have to be... It's going to have to be quite vertical, this farm. Realistically, I think this is about as big as the footprint can get. I need to measure the space out that we have first. Actually, now that I think about this. Because I know where I want this to go, I just don't know if it's going to fit. It's going to go in the gap between the wood farm and the metal farms. I want to have all the andesite age stuff enclosed in that one corner of the industrial area. So I need to measure how big this space is. What is my ultimate goal? Automate everything. I want to automate the brass age, specifically. After that, don't know. But that is my goal, to automate the brass age at least. Automating the train age, actually quite easy, to be fair. But then again, one of my other goals, so I have some custom recipes in my pack for the create or excavation, because these things are stupidly overpowered, and I've made them very difficult to make. I want to not necessarily automate this process, but have it be repeatable, I guess. So have all of the components automated in a way. So like things like this, easy enough. Netherite stuff, not so easy, but all of this is farmable material. So maybe get it to a point where we can just throw in netherite to the system and it'll craft this kind of thing. So I've got these for the drilling machines. The liquid one is pretty similar. It's just got some changes, so it's like a fluid tank instead of a item disc or whatever it is. And then the AE2 controller, which now that I think about doing AE, I would have had to do this. I forgot about this recipe. I also need to remove that recipe because I forgot that was still in. But automate all these parts and stuff for this would be cool. Like all these weird little crafting recipes and all the bits for them. So they are kind of weird. But yeah, that's kind of my goal. But we're not there yet. It might be a while. Can I automate netherite? I don't think so in my pack. I don't believe I have that add-on. Oh, there you go. I can do it with the ore excavation mod. You feed it lava and it has to have a netherite drill with an ancient debris vein, which are really hard to find, and then it only has a 20% chance to actually mine an ancient debris. So it's pretty hard. They're also very power hungry. 2048 times RPM. So if you were to run that at 1 RPM, it's like 2000 stress. In fact, how much would it cost to run this on max? Let's do some math. 256 times 2048. 524,288 stress units to run one of these things on max speed, which I believe is a level 18 steam engine, right? It's just one of these. No, it's not even that. It's like 2 of these things, which is crazy. Or like 4 back size level 9s, which is doable. It's very doable, but it's still kind of crazy. Anyway, let's measure this space out. So building wise, I probably want it in this kind of area. We'll leave a bit of a gap, maybe like here. We'll measure in 5. So 1, 2, 3, 5. I wouldn't want to be too close to this. In fact, I probably want to center this down here. So like, how many blocks away is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So I probably want this to be about here. So how wide that be? That'd be 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 blocks wide. Which actually isn't too bad. And length, I can kind of do what I want with it. It's mostly just the width. So we'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I think that'll be a good length, right? I'd say we could go further than that. Let's go 30, 35? Yeah. Maybe we could probably take it all the way to the end here, honestly. Because I'm going to need a bit of space in there to do a storage room, right? I want to be able to come out of here into the storage. I'm going to do all that kind of stuff. So I can't remember how long this was. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Let's make it 40. Sure. My mushroom farm is in the way. 5. Where's what? That. I think that kind of size will be pretty good, honestly. It'll be one of the bigger buildings in the area. Although, maybe I could nudge it over a little bit. So I guess with the footprint of this building, it is actually really only 3 blocks gap. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, sure. Let's move this over a bit then. For this bit, it'd be 5, 8, 11, 14, 19. Yeah. So, just to make my life easier, I'm going to literally take a schematic of this shape and just put it in the other world. Because I actually can't be bothered to measure this out again. I'm being very lazy. If it could load anytime soon, that would be great. I don't know what it is, as well. For those of you who live in Britain. For those of you who don't, this won't make any sense. Aldi brand Fanta, Orange Zero. It is better than any drink that any of the big companies can make. It's crazy. It's literally so good. It beats like every other orange flavored drink. And it's dangerous. It's so cheap. In other countries, yeah, I know, but specifically like Orange Zero. I don't know. Damn, I actually made my platform like perfectly sized. Oh, I was a block off. That's kind of actually quite satisfying. Let's put it there, so we got a bit of leeway, and then I'll just expand the Yoldi platform out. Orange, so yeah, it might be a British product, but it's so good, dude. It's unreasonably good. Right, so let's do this then. How are we doing this? It's... I don't know what block to use as my building block for this. Let's just go with good old stone bricks. Start in the corner. So andesite alloy is 2 wide per section. We'll go with, I guess, 4 of those. I shouldn't need to do any heating, so I don't need to run any pipes under for lava or blaze burners. But we want input, output. I want base sands. I've already got those out. Yeah, and then on here I've done it like this with the depot going to the side. I'm going to steal that. I'm also using item drains, because it's... Functionally, they do the exact same thing as belts in this situation. And they don't require any power getting to them, so I can just kind of squidge them in, and they're dead easy to use. So here we're going to want iron nuggets and a bit of andesite. Alternating. So both of these products can get into here. They will output forwards onto a drain. And then I'm just going to need a wrench to change the output side, like that. They will then go into a storage input. Oh, those storage IOs. Oh, hello. I didn't see these. How do you make those? They're not that bad. I could just use IOs and then I can compact it a bit. I don't have to do what I did over there. Yeah. Let's use these. They're functionally the same thing. And then I can just slap them down wherever. Yeah. And we can just use andesite funnels there. Okay, cool. And then mixers over the top, right? Bam, bam, bam. Bam. I'm going to work out how to power all of this after. I just want to get everything in place first. But I know these are going to be connected by that. So what else did I have going on over here? We've got small cogs and large cogs, chain drives, depots, and those. So yeah, I think I want to do all the mixing in one section because it's obviously easier to power it in a line. So on there, I only had one machine for cogs and whatnot. Small cogs especially, I think I'm going to do multiple machines for this time. Because I didn't last time, and I kind of regretted that, because I do remember it being very slow on the cog front. So, we take our shafts and our planks. Thankfully, the big cogs use the exact same recipe, so we can get away with doing this. And the good thing is, if we ever want to do this for the brass age, we can just use the same format, and then we can just run a pipe underneath with a blaze burner, like here, which would be really handy for like making brass if I just import copper and zinc. Or I can just pump lava directly into the basin, which is also kind of handy. So we want inputs. Connect it all with some cog. And we also want to set some filters on the basins themselves, because obviously these ones will... In fact, I should just do it with all of them. It'll save me some headaches later on. Because it'll stop it, for example, trying to make iron ingots. So we'll have 2 for small cogs, because they just need 1 to 1. And then this, obviously, you can just use 2 planks and a shaft to make a large cog. We don't need to put the cogs back into here when we can just craft it like this. It'll be easier. And also just some inputs. And then we also want... I think I need 3 more sections for the other stuff, so... Let's just throw those in. Input, input. Outputs there. Bam, 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 bam. So what was it? It was chain drives. Ooh, chain conveyors. They are shaped. I do want those crafted. Can I craft chains in a basin, or do they have to be shaped as well? No, they're just as they come. Okay, fine. But I do want to include those. So yeah, this one will be chain drives, which we'll need... We need iron nuggets making as well, actually. I'll stick those on the end. Let's do all of this stuff first. So this will need iron nuggets and casings. The portable storage will need this and a chute. And then what was the other thing? Oh, a depot. That just needs alloy and a casing. And then this will be storage. I'm going to have to make a wall of everything going in here at some point, because this is going to get real hard to keep track of. I think 3 machines doing iron nuggets should be more than enough. Yeah. And this one will be relatively easy. It's just going to be a 1-to-1. We don't need 2 item inputs here. So iron nugs. Wrench. Output. Inputs. These need to be brass. With ingot. Okay. So let's make our wall of things that I want. Sure, it can go over here. In fact, I might actually just pull up that screenshot from my Discord, because I know that had everything on it. You can go over here for now. I can't see chat when I do that. You there. You can just go there for the min. I don't need a preview. Right. So how big was this? It's 10 by 3, which is 30. 5. Does that make it 9 by 3? I mean, in this one, I've got the controller as part of it, which I may actually put dead center here. Yeah. Survival Infinity upgrade. I don't know what's the difference. I'm not actually going to connect this just yet. Let's... Again, I'm just going to grab a different color for the infinite resources. Tweak that. And a bit of this. And a bit of this. So we're going to need iron nuggets, spruce bits, so strip spruce, strip planks, some casings, all of this stuff. We're going to need all the intermediates like iron sheets, alloy. Then we'll have casings, chain drives, cogs, shafts. That's kind of annoying that you can't really see them there. Alright, let's put them there. Then we also need a couple of little intermediary bits like the propeller and the whisk, which they can just go there. Basin and a depot. I'm trying to at least organize this in somewhat of a organized fashion. You know what, actually, let's do some of these half drawers. Because I really don't need a lot of these, like, fan pieces. So, like, these, for example, let's put those in here. Large cog, small cog. I mean, to be fair, with upgrades, I could probably just do this all in, like, 2x2 drawers. I might actually do that. Save space. I can make upgrades for these, I don't care about that. So yeah, let's just get some 4-way drawers. So these ones. Limited oak. That'll do. I'll worry about upgrades and stuff later on. It's really annoying you can't break these from the front. But this significantly reduces our footprint. I'm going to keep all of these as big drawers, because they are obviously our main ingredients. But then things like this, yeah, they can all just go together. Can I not just create? No. No. So we want. Let's go through my list here. We got, see, both cogs, that, depot, basin, alloy, sheet iron, we've done. Spruce parts of there. We want a casing. Andesite, chain drive. I'm going through this one by one. Then again, how many items do I have? Is this too many? Can I maybe just do 2 tall? 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 11 of those. That'd be 44 items. That's way too many. Maybe these 2 wide ones might work better. I know this is a little bit all over the place, but my apologies. So what would this be? That'd be 10, 20, 22. That's not quite enough now. So that'd make 28. 34? I think we can work with that. So then we'll start loading this up. Let's go mechanical, because we can get all of this stuff online. I am actually going to need one for iron blocks, now that I think about it. So let's put that there, that there. Yeah. I'm going to need blocks for the presses. Mechanical, that. Harvesters? Yeah. Plow? Yeah. Roller? No. Drills, saws. I think that's all the machine pieces, right? No. Millstone. I could add crushing wheels, but they are kind of a pain in the ass. And I don't really use them too often. Some decorational bits like girders and brackets, definitely. Anyway, let's start adding these so they can go in this area, I guess. Even if the icons are pretty jank. They can go up there. We're going to want some chutes, so they can go here. And then obviously fan, they're not called fans, propeller, and a whisk. Can go there. I feel like I'm missing so much stuff. Obviously gearboxes, actually. I may put parallels in here because I use these quite a lot too. Gearboxes. Maybe some of these petrol part stuff, like the cardan shafts. I know I use these a lot. They're relatively easy to make. So actually, let's move all of this down one and pop them there. I think that's everything, honestly. Because I've got diagonal girders on this one, but I didn't end up using them. Crushing wheels, sure, I'll add them in. Is there any other machines? In fact, if I just search casing, let's have a look through the uses. See if I spot anything. Slicers I never use, honestly. No. Rolling mills, I don't really use them. No. Don't know what that does, don't need it. Adding some of the redstone bits would be nice, but I don't have redstone farm. Oh yeah, chain conveyors. Good job, I remembered about those. And chains themselves. Let's put the crushing wheel with the millstone. And then we'll go chains and chain conveyors together. We've got 3 slots left to fill. And I don't really know what to do with them. I'm not going to lie. Oh, well, that's my leg shaking. Shook my camera. Love that. I don't think there's really anything else that I'd need. I could maybe do some spruce track, but I don't see the point in it. What wheels? They're easy enough to make, right? Then they are shaped crafting, which is going to be really irritating to do. Gantries? Yeah. Deploys? No, no, no. No to all of this. Funnels would be good, but I don't have a kelp situation sorted. And I would need brass for the high tier ones I'd want anyway, which I haven't done yet. Redstone links, they require redstone. Is this new? I haven't crafted these since this came out. They are so expensive now. I think that is it. I don't see anything else that I'd really want to add. Is there maybe some stuff that I could remove and keep it so there's not any empty space? So I need to save on 3 slots. I don't know. Maybe I can just block those out for now. Like we just get, I don't know, a bit of bloody red stained glass. And we'll just block out the memory for things we don't know where they're going. So set all the memory settings on these. I think that's all of them, right? Yeah, I think I got all of them. So then if we grab our linking tool, we can start linking some of this together. Actually, let's put, just for the sake of it. Alright, yeah. Storage downgrades in everything, just so it doesn't make all in a stack. After left stream? I don't think so. How did I just change the mode? I want to link to a controller. Okay. Oh, this is also going to need power, isn't it? That would help. Okay. So if I just give this a motor, we'll work it out from there. I'll probably run most of the power for this underground, honestly. Set it to max. No iron nuggets, which means this isn't working. Why not? I thought you could do this. Wait, for real? You can't turn iron back into nuggets with a mixer? I may have to create a custom recipe. Has that always been a thing that you can't do? Okay, well that's a really easy fix, but that's kind of annoying. I didn't know that you couldn't do that. So I'm going to go pee and think about this. Because that is where all my best ideas happen. And then I will be back. So, it's a config file you can edit. It is kind of difficult if you are doing custom recipes for modded. A lot of the code that I have was I got most of it and all the I can't think of the words. I got the core of it from the create server team. They let me use their framework to make my own. But once you've got the framework set up, it's not too bad. I'll go over it briefly in a sec when I'm back. But yeah, I'll show you all in a sec once I have returned. Yummy. My hair looks so very orange in this lighting, and it really is not that colour. Why do I look borderline ginger? Well, you can kind of see some of the red still. I do want to re-dye it, I just can't be bothered. Right, so, custom recipes. Let's go. Is that orange? Damn. So, for mine, I use Visual Studio Code. Let me just grab all the files. Just open everything. So, the framework I use was from CTS. It's kind of a weird way of doing it as far as I understand. But it's based around this. So I have helpers, which basically say, instead of typing out the full mod name label of the item every time you want to do something, you just put this abbreviation. So it's saying whenever I put MC, it relates to the mod Minecraft, or KJ, CubeJS, SP supplementaries, so on and so forth. I can create these custom. Basically, all I have to do for a new mod is just add a new line, which I probably should for sophisticated storage. So let's go, we'll add another one. Sorry for the black screening between this, I know it's kind of annoying. But what is the tag? It's just sophisticated storage. Cool. Never mind, I'm stupid. I've already added one. It's SST, but I don't think I'll need it. So to remove recipes, which I do need to do this, once again, sorry for the screening, I want to get rid of this base recipe for this. So we get the line, I'm pointing at my screen, you guys can't see this, where it says recipe ID at the bottom there. Recipe ID A2 network blocks controller. That's what we want to get rid of. But I think I can just do A2 controller. Let's see. VS Code. Yeah, so it's not worked because I put the wrong thing in. So it's A2 controller here. That was the item ID, not the recipe ID. So I need to change it to network/blocks/controller. Once again, I'm very sorry about the black screening between this. I don't know why it does it. Network. I forgot what the other word was. Was it network recipes? Network blocks. Oh, thank you. Blocks controller. So we'll save that. As for the MISC recipes, this is my list of everything I've added. So I have a add-on in the mod list for CubeJS Create, which adds recipe types like splashing, crushing to create recipes. You can also do this with sequenced assembly. I don't really know how this works. I just stole this bit of code from the CTS GitHub and then repurposed it with the items I wanted in it. So don't ask me how this works, because I don't know. Shaped is relatively easy. You just put the shape and then... so you just do shaped, bomb, blue, whatever you want. Create a grid of what you want it to be. A, B, A, B, blah, blah, blah. And whatnot. So we want to add a mixing recipe. So I have a little section for this. So again, because I just can't be bothered to retype it. Gonna change that. So we want to create MC iron ingots using oh no, I need it. Oh crap, I need to add. How do I add numbers? I think I just do comma space 9. No. This is the result. So I need this to make iron nugget, comma 9. And I think I've just taken away a bracket there that I really should not have done. What have I done? Oh no. Ugh. I've just deleted a bracket. Alright, I'm gonna start again because I broke that. So we want to make iron nuggets, and 9 of them. when we use 1 MC iron ingot. Admittedly, I'm not very good at this. I tend to just copy and paste lines of code and add the items in myself. But this is also how I did the whole mushroom brew thing. As you can see, it's just a mixing recipe with fluid amounts in and stuff. This took me a while to figure out. I'm not gonna lie. As well, yeah, exactly. Why rewrite it when I can copy paste it? But I've tried to keep this relatively organized, so you know, if anybody ever downloads my mod pack, they want to add their own stuff, they can just kind of go in and do the same thing, copy paste, fill in the gaps, add their own stuff. Or if they want blocks that I've removed, just get rid of all of these lines of code. This is just stuff that I've removed because I kind of feel like they're a bit too OP. Or I've changed the recipes for, so obviously I don't want a conflict, like the controller. So, I think that's everything. So I'm just going to close that. It's all saved off, and then once you're in game, as long as it's a service script and not a startup script, you can just reload and it'll work. Because startup scripts run when you boot the game up, service scripts run in world, and they can just be updated anytime. I'm well versed because I had to do it all the fucking time on CTS Discord. CTS. No errors, that's the first time that's happened in a while. So now if we go on the controller, we can see that recipe's gone, and yeah, this is now crafting iron nuggets for us, which is great. And because we've set the memory, it's not going to go try and put it into any other areas, it's just going to go into that one. When it fills up, it's going to stop supplying. And admittedly, because obviously I've got the really low stack size in here, it's not going to do much. But it'll at least be able to showcase what's happening here. So you can see all the iron nuggets have come out. All of this has come out because it's full, it's stopped producing, so we can now carry on with what we were doing, which is adding more modules. So, the press situation is a little bit more annoying because we do actually need to use belts for this. We can't drop it along depots like we did before, so they are going to have to go on belts, which I'll do at the back here just because it'll make my life a bit easier. I think only... How many items use sheets? Quite a lot, actually. Let's do 4 presses. I'm giving myself this block space at the back here. This is going to be just like the belt work area for all of this crap. So if we say we're going to have a chain drive coming, I keep calling them chain drives, a chain conveyor coming into the building, which let's say we add a little section on the back to connect all of this in, and this can just be our like little wiring area. So, I don't know, it can go there, sure. This will come down into a rotation speed controller. Cog on it. No, I wanted to go this way. This will be on max speed. Obviously, that can just connect straight over. We'll grab a gearbox, because this doesn't really matter which way this faces. So that can go to there, that can go to there. Go across. Obviously we can have power going that way then. I realise I'm stupid and this actually needs to go into the top of here if I'm doing that. Let's go like... No, like this then. And then we'll just connect this here with a chain drive. It won't be symmetrical, but I don't really care. I do, but not that much. Okay, so we'll have our power coming in from here either way. It doesn't matter how fast the input is, because it's obviously going into a speed controller. Max this out. Because these are storage IOs, actually, it doesn't really matter which direction these belts are going. So we'll have them go this way. We'll want some presses. I'm mostly only doing this 3 wide just because it's symmetrical. Not gonna lie with you. In fact, we can do some stuff here. So if this comes up and across, that can go into there. Then over here, will 2 gearboxes actually connect to this and have it not explode? Ah, now it's symmetrical. Kind of, at least. And because we got the presses here, we shouldn't need to brass funnel the input either. Spins the wrong way. It doesn't really matter, because this can just go anyway. It's only really this that matters. Oh, I see what you mean. That's going that way. That's the output now. Because we haven't linked these yet, it's not like it's going to try and yoink all the items out, so we can just start inputting there. Grab our linking tool. No, it's this goddamn song again. Go away. I don't wish to be harassed by you. Mr. Freewheeler. Get out of there. In fact, you know what? I'm going to switch up the music. Go with this. Instrumentals, please. No lyrics in my stream. Unallowed. Okay, so that'll get them going. That fills that up. We'll also want, actually, an extra one of these, which is going to be a bit more difficult because we need a basin press to make iron blocks. Usual playlist. I know it's because I'm having to use my audio library, because otherwise I get copyrighted. Oh, but then the press with the basin needs to be 5 wide, because I need to fit the bastard thing in. Yeah, it needs to be a press. I can't mix it into a block. Do I just add a mixing recipe to make iron blocks out in a mixer? Is that too cheese? I feel like it's too cheese. Let's just try, see what we can do. So obviously, like I said, I'm gonna need a basin. The output will be easy enough because we can just tell it to output here, right? Yeah, and that'll go straight in. Woo! Hello. Actually, that's a good idea. We can not fill up the belt with logs. If I put it off to the side, then I've got space to put a input funnel there. I am smart sometimes. I need iron block. Now, then it's getting power to that is going to be a real bitch, isn't it? I mean, not necessarily. I guess I could just do this. I could live with that. You know what, I'm just going to break that for now. Yeah. That's pretty nice. Actually, that keeps it decently compact. Same height as this, so I can live with that. That's good. Just fill in the other side. I probably will actually put casing on these, just because it'll look a bit nicer. Not that there's really any need to. Okay. I'm liking this. So that's that done. We've got sheets and blocks. Very nice. Why are the cogs? Because I need saws next. That's why I'm not making any cogs or wood stuff. And this will be a drain situation, because we can use drains for saws. So I'm actually going to go pretty overboard on this, I think. Because I know that was another part last time that was pretty slow. So we'll have 4 for stripping them. And then we'll go... probably only 3 for actually doing this. The planks, because we get loads of planks out of it, right? How do we then hook up the saws? Very easily, actually. That's none of the items I was after. Shaft. In that belt, powers the saws. Amazing. And they go that way. So we'll make this the output. So we'll make that, we'll take that. Clear off all this excess. Is that not going in? Why is that not going in? Because they're not linked, because I'm stupid. There we go. Okay, so that gets wood online, and yeah, that then starts making cogs, and then we need another, let's go another 3. And this is going to be making shafts. Because we need a lot of cogs for things like gearboxes. They are particularly painful. So let's actually not have all of that drop on the floor. We say output andesite alloy. That's going to start cutting shafts, yes? No, because they are once again not linked. Cool. Yeah, this is now kicking up a bunch of this stuff, so we're making cogs, making large cogs. Next up is going to be deployers, which I realise I probably could have done deployers back here instead of doing this, but that's fine. I'm trying to keep this section clear for doing some mechanical crafters, I think. I'm hoping to do them a little bit cleaner than I did that last time. So, deployers are also going to need a belt going. Let's go 4 of them. And then deployers. Yeah, maybe I should move this around a bit. Yeah, let's do it. We'll just move this whole section over a tad. So it needs to come over 4 blocks. Yeah. And I'll need to actually re-link all the IOs, won't I? And yeah, they've got no power, so let's pull that through. Also, this is going to be an insane throwback to anybody who hasn't played this game, but this music really sounds like the intro theme to LEGO Worlds. If any of you have ever played that game, it has like a funky little jazz solo as the main menu music. And this really sounds like that song. You know, that can just go through there. I don't care about that. So they're going that way, so inputs here. Are these linked? I don't want those linked yet. Outputs, we want stripped wood. Now I can put these down. Yeah, and they're going to hold there until they get alloy. Which, how do we put andesite alloy into them now? I think probably... Actually, I wonder, can I middle click these for MBT? Will they then be linked? No. No. That's a shame. I think probably some drains. I don't know how to do this. I mean, these are going to have to be at this level, I think, because we're going to want to pull andesite alloy out of these, right? I could just do hoppers, I guess, vanilla hoppers, but I don't know if that'll keep up, really, at the speed we want. I'm going to try it. But then again, I actually can't filter them if I do vanilla hoppers, now that I think about it. And I don't really want to do this, because then it's going to try and deposit the items on top. I mean, let's try it. What happens if I set this to this? But what happens when this fills up, right? items are just going to sit on top, aren't they? Let's just throw some casing in. Just to fill up the system, right? Oh, they're getting used by other stuff, right. I think it's just making chain drives and that'll be done, right? I'll see making depots. Ugh. Let me put my casings in. Ah. Right, there we go. So what happens when this backfills? Yeah, it's just going to leave alloy on the ground, which that's no good. And I don't really want it to do that. I guess if I were to move these forwards a block, then I would have enough space to do a double drain. And some funnels. Please stop spewing logs. Please stop. Don't do this. Maybe into a chute. And then inputs on here. I keep getting rid of my linking tool and it's very frustrating. Normally this would be a bit quicker because obviously there's normally a backlog it needs to clear out, but I'm just gotta let it do its thing. Okay, well that's casing done. Is there anything else that I can realistically do without crafters now? I think the rest is mechanical crafting, right? Yeah. What about chutes? Can they be mixed? Or like whatever? No, they're automated. Okay, so let's make a list of everything we want to craft. So I want to start with the propellers and that. And honestly, I'm thinking the best way for me to do this is going to be to just have rows and rows of this. And then we'll just stack this way. And then just block out whatever needs blocking out. Because we can kind of do some stuff here. Like if we had maybe this situation going on. Like that across there, that across there. We can run power through it. Like so. Because we're also going to need mechanical arms here to put the items in. So let's just do it one at a time. So, crafter slot covers. So for a plow, it's like that, right? Or a whisk, sorry. Yeah. But then again, we might need multiple arms per machine. Because if we need multiple items. In that case, then let's run the power under here. And I guess we can start putting arms in like this. Now my question actually is, if we craft like that, will it put it directly into the system? They're not called plates, they're called sheets. Dum dum. So if I do one of these crafts, I'm done. Okay. Alright, well let's do a fan piece instead. Did that pop off? Yeah, that popped off. That did not go into the system. Probably would help if it was actually linked up as well, to be fair. So let's link this. Try again. Ah! It does go in once it's actually linked. That's good to know. Okay. So this will work. And then all we're going to need to do is provide the items, which honestly, I may just do a bunch of depots along this part. Which at all. On all the top. I think it's only on top chat right now. Oh yeah, it is. That's just what it's set to by default. Yeah, and then here I guess we'd just have to do just whatever items they need. The arms have a decent enough range, so I guess they could grab from this. So over here, let's do this, and then... No. I think I might go back to this original idea. Have them on this side. I should get enough items along here to make this work. Wait, no. That needs to be this way. How the hell did I do this before? Am I being dumb? Oh yeah, it's like that. Okay. So then we just get the... Because then the arms are really close to all of the bits here. And then we can just set them up as we need to. So you take from there, you deposit to there. You take from there, deposit to there. And then I guess we just stack arms up here, like this. But then again, that arm there is actually blocking the power from coming through if I do that. So maybe I do need a second power line to come through on this side. Yeah. So we'll take a second power line through here. That will make that a normal chain drive. And then it won't connect. Right. And then we just do... I just want to use the encased ones because they're a full block, right? They look a bit nicer. And then we'll give it a block space in between just in case I need to come through and do anything. But then this is pretty repeatable, I guess. I mean, how many items do we need to make, actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh boy. Okay, we might go back to 1 block spacing. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's only 8. Okay. 1 block spacing. It's just going to be tight. I mean, how many is this? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oof. Okay. That's a bit sketch. I don't love that. I mean, the wall of items can move. Like, if we have the door here, the wall can go there, I guess. This is more of a proof of concept than anything else, but... okay. Linking tool. I've just realised my error here as well, actually. I was saying about how I can get this to reach the... How the hell am I powering these? Oh, I guess I could just do a cog between them, actually, can't I? Well, that's convenient. Alright. That works. That'll do me. I suppose some of these I could even technically double up, like the chain and the millstone and furnace. I guess I could do those all in one, but... like, doesn't the millstone... need... oh, I can use andesite for that. Oh, that's handy. Okay. We'll already have that over here. Alright, well, we're going to have to just do this one at a time, and it's going to be really slow and tedious. But, alas. Deposit. Take. Deposit. Cool. So there's another one. Yeah. So then we'll go... you know what, they can all have that. We'll do chains and... what are they called? The other ones. I do want to see if I can link them and do 2 at once. Like, let's try and do chains and shoots together. So if we do that one there, that one there. No, that's going to look horrible. I'm just going to have to put a cog there. You know, let's just add another one of them. Sure. Really need to stop getting rid of this linking tool. Okay, so arm 1 is going to take these iron plates because they're nearby. This is going to be shoots, so it's going to pop them there. Then we're going to have these with iron nuggets and ingots. So ingots 1 will deposit here and here. Nuggets guy will deposit here and here. And yeah, that actually works pretty okay. I'm fine with that. Obviously we'll work on prettying this up a bit afterwards. but it's not going to be pretty. So we'll grab some casing for one of these, and we've got a lot of iron stuff, so let's grab some sheets. And then we'll have some alloy come out here, because we'll need that. There isn't really a rhyme or reason to what's going where, it's just kind of availability of what I'm crafting. So next up we'll do, let's say, what's nearby actually? I kind of want to use this iron before it gets too far away to reach, so let's go for saws. Because they need iron ingots, right? So we'll deposit in the middle. Casing there. Plates there. We'll grab some slot covers. I could probably actually get away with reusing like the casing guy to put casings in some of the other ones too. So the drill, how does one make a drill? In fact, yes, I am actually going to reuse some of these guys. So you're going to take from there and put there, and how do you make a drill? It's iron in the middle and then alloy, isn't it? Yeah. So he's actually going to deposit to both of those. Was he just put that? Oh, I've just put the wrong thing, haven't I? So you're going to take, deposit, deposit, there. You're going to take from there, deposit to there and there. You're going to take from there, deposit to these three, and you can go there. You will take from there and put there. Why is there no alloy, no casings rather, coming through? There is none. The casing machine should be working. This has no power. Right, because I never hooked it up again. That would help. Okay, don't really know what happened there. Either way, making casings. Good. That's making drills. Frame rate is getting questionable. You love to see it. What we do next? Let's do the mixer and the presses. Trying to think how the recipe goes for these. So we want a casing in the middle of both of these. So let's have him go there, because then he can deposit to both. And then we also want a cog, a iron block, and a shaft. And we also want the mixer itself. So we'll put the iron block there. Shafts can go there. Let's put the actual whisk piece maybe here. Then we'll put cogs on the very end, because I can reuse that depot for the next one with like some gearboxes or something. I know I'm wasting a lot of crafters here doing this whole filling out 3x3, but it just helps the build, I think, look not as atrocious, even though it already does look pretty atrocious. Why is there glue there? Why was there glue? What was that from? That's alarming. Right, so we'll do the whisk up here. You there, you take to there, you put there. That's that done. Shafts will take and place there. Iron blocks will take and place there. What isn't placing shafts? Who's my shaft guy? You. Why are you not? Oh, because there's none there. There we go. So that's going to get those going. Plows and harvesters. So a plow is sheets, right? Yeah, sheets, casings, and alloy. What about a harvester? Exactly the same, so we can do those two in a pair next. So let's do sheets, alloy, and that all together. Casing and sheet. This is mostly just a game of like I said, just like figure out what you need and fucking hope you get it right. Otherwise, it's a real pain in the ass to diagnose problems with this thing. Mechanical arm. And we also need some covers. So the plow is a T-shape like that, and then a harvester is the exact same shape. Cool. Are they both with casing at the bottom? Yeah. So you deposit to there and there. Take from there. You're along the top, and then this is through the sides. So you can go to there. I might actually do two separate arms for alloy here, just because it's quite a lot for one to feed. Same with the plates, actually. So you can take to there. Why is that wrong? What have I done? I put it upside down. Whoops. Wait, so it's sheets on top. Okay. Have I done this one right? Yeah, it looks like it. So yeah, we got harvesters and plows being done. That's good. Harvesters, what are you? Saws, oh yeah, we've done those. Chutes are done. Crushing wheels are a bit of an exemption because they are bigger. Same with... actually, no. The chain conveyors we can do pretty easily. I think these are just... yeah, large carbon casing. So let's do those here. And this is getting a spot framey now. I can't lie. Oh my god, I can't type. So you take, you deposit, you take, you deposit. Cool, so that's those done. And that makes two at a time, doesn't it, actually? Yeah, it does. Thought it would. So then we also need millstones doing, which is relatively simple. That's just a bit of this. Gonna need to extend this out actually. So for a millstone, we're actually gonna need a small cog and andesite. So let's put that there. Is this too far for you to reach? Ooh, no, it's not. Excellent. That's really good. You go there. You go there. It's a good job there is not a limit on number of connections for this thing. Because I feel like I would have found it by now, had there been one. So that's doing millstones, that's cool. Oh, we got basins and gearboxes. So while we've got the cogs here, actually, let's do some more casing coming out. And then a bit of alloy too for the basins. Because we got cogs here, we can use those. We've got casing to go there. Now the parallel gearbox is going to need another large cogwheel, which I didn't think about. I probably could have reused that one. Oh well. Let's flip these around actually and get them pulling items out. I messed you up. So you're taking cogs and you're putting them on here. You know what I could do actually for some of these? I could improve the efficiency by connecting them all up at the back like this for some things. Because that way it's going to deposit it all in one go, actually. But I can't remember what's what. Like chain conveyors here. We can definitely do that for this. I don't know what you're making. Let's see if I can do it with any of these drills. Yeah, we can do it over the top like this for that. Same with the saws, actually. Shoots, not really. Chains, not really. Whisk. I'm gonna have to remind myself the recipe for this. Definitely, we can connect that and all of this. Fans, yes. Because even though they got the slot covers, it'll still fill out that whole area. Which is kind of handy. Makes a no. What is this one making? I actually don't remember. Is that the presses? What are you? Casing, that, and that. Oh, this is the harvesters. Yeah, then we can do this. I guess that's actually kind of handy. We can just look at the arms at where they're pointing. And then connect accordingly. Like that. That one no, this one yes. That's actually kind of cool. Anyway, where was I? Sorry. Gearboxes. That should just help speed up the process a tad. Yeah, look how much quicker that is. Ooh. Covers. Da, 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 da. And then this is just... I think this is actually... Could I do this in a mixer instead of this? Ooh, I could. I could add a section to mixing. Let's do that, actually. Yeah, let's add another mixer section for these. Oh no, I've done this very wrong. I need a depot. Going in there, going in there. And then this is going to dispense that and that, which we then need to link. This feels like it's already going better than last time, I will admit. Parallel. Let me just want to... Gearbox and a large cogwheel, right? Yeah. They're in the system. Huh? So why do you not mix? Large cogwheel and a gearbox. Am I just being dumb? Donated, gearbox, large cogwheel. Uh-huh. Have I set the wrong item? Why do they not do the mixy-mixy? Mi no comprende. This is weird. That should work, right? I'm not going insane. A large cogwheel. Yeah. So why does this not want to work for me? Very odd. Oh, have I not linked the output? Is it already made one? And oh, yeah. Is that what it is? Oh, this is making 6-way gearboxes. That's why. Ugh. Actually, good to know that that's an option too. We could add 6-way gearboxes into this. Because I've got space, right? Okay. Good to know. I've got alloy here, so that can just go into there. That's going to make basins. So what have we got left? We've done gearboxes. That's just going to be stocking up the parallels, and when that's done, it'll do everything else. I think we are just on crushing wheels, right? Oh no, we got the cardan shafts and girders and brackets. Do I want to automate girders? Are they not just a manual craft? Honestly. How many things could I save on in this list and reduce the numbers? I don't think a lot, honestly. Might as well do it. I've come this far, right? So we want alloy and sheets. We also need nuggets for the brackets, I believe. Oh my god, I can't type. Oh, it's ingots. Isn't it sheets for the girders, though? Pretty sure it is, right? I should know this considering how often I make, yeah, sheets. So we'll put the sheets at the back because they're only used by this one. They might barely reach. And then we'll put alloy, iron, and then nuggets here. Sure. I'm gonna need to hook these up a bit better, but so crafter covers, and then we can connect the bottom and tops. As for what was the crafting recipe for you again? I always get it the wrong way around. Alloy bottom, sheets on top. So top will be sheets, then alloy below, and then we've got brackets, which are a whole annoying thing. So nugs on top, take from there, take from there. That's going to be too far to reach, so we'll have to do a bit more. Have to do another alloy and another iron one. What is it? Nuggets on the side? Wait, no. I've done nuggets, right? I'm so confused. Yeah, you're doing nuggets on top row. Then it's iron ingot in the bottom corners, and then it's alloy in the bottom middle. Right, there we go. And then I need to link these up. This is getting visually quite overwhelming to look at this point. No iron nuggets being grabbed. Hello, sir. I've done that the wrong way round, that's why. And it also has no slot cover. Cool. Is that everything? Just card and shafts left. And these will be the last one. And then we'll do something a bit different for the crushing wheels because they are going to be a bit bigger. We might just squeeze them into this gap here, maybe. I don't know. So card and shafts are pretty easy. I'm pretty sure they're just 2 shafts and a piece of alloy. But I do use these genuinely all the time. It's just 2 like that. You know what, I might as well just let's make it a ring. Sure. That'll do. You know what, because this is the end of the line, I'm just going to stuff these in here. No, you don't go there. Shafts. So you're going to take from there, deposit to there. You're going to take from there, deposit to there. Not want to mess it up. And I believe that's everything in our list, bar crushing wheels. Yes, it is. Okay, so crushing wheels. Gonna be a bit of a pain, I can't lie, because they're so bloody big. Honestly, maybe just stuff it down here, maybe? It's really annoying, it's like a block taller than the entire thing. I kind of want to sink it into the ground by one. It's such a shame that you can't do these crafters, like, facing upwards. I would really like that. Have them flat on the ground. I actually kind of wanted to connect these together, but I don't really know how I'm going to do that with all that there. You know what, actually, I'm going to do this the really bloody lazy way. Let's take a schematic. Because I think this should keep all of the settings, right, if I do this. In fact, if I make it a 5x5 grid, then I can just go around the outside. Yes. Oh, no, actually, because I need those, so I can get rid of the corners. It needs to be like that, doesn't it? And I can't really connect those up, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. But I think if I take a schematic of this, yeah, it's going to keep its shape. So I can just slide this into position. You know, I could probably put it over here. Given how I wanted to do this anyway, like move it around a bit. Yeah, I think it's going to go in this corner actually. So there was really no need for that whole thing, was there? Oh well. That has really messed up the back of this, hasn't it? Ugh. What the hell has happened here? Okay, never mind. Remind me never to do that again. Whatever just happened was bad. You know, I'm just get rid of the whole thing. Start again. Sure. Why are they connected? I didn't request this. Why are they doing this? Huh? Why are they magically connecting when I don't want them to? Stop it. Why are you doing this to me? You know what? I'm just gonna relog. It is loading, it's just taking a while. Yeah, the downside to crafters like this is they seem to pop on, if they are finished and waiting to input, and then you relog, it pops that item off. It's really irritating. Right. Please don't start magically connecting now. I will be quite upset if it does this. Now the question is, where do I actually put the IO for the items that I want to put in this thing? I guess maybe I do actually kind of need to pull this forward a bit. How many blocks of space would I need? Let's work that out first before I build this, actually. Encased cog chain drive, so we can put that there, that upwards, that's going to power these. They can go here, sure. And then we need 3 different item types coming out into some depots. Namely, planks. You can use andesite for this, right? Yeah. And then alloy. And a lot of it. Right, so then we can probably, yeah, the crafter can go here. Input there. And yeah, I think I will probably end up moving this to like maybe this side, and then we'll put the entrance on this bit. Because if you think about where it's positioned, we kind of want to come in from the path will be here. So yeah, that works out. And I guess we'll just shove all these behind here. So what's this? This is alloy, so that's going to go into here. And I realise I have not done the old connectoroo. Did that just take my wrench? It. I really hope all these crafter connections don't mess up when I put it in world. That would be quite upsetting. So it's alloy goes to there, andesite to the middle, planks, we'll put 2 to there. I guess let's do a second 2 to there, at least then it's squared off, right? And then it's still a block too tall for the roof, but that is what it is. I can't really escape it with this thing. And then we just got to link up all of these inputs, 3 outputs. Oh, we also need to power the crushing wheel, of course. How are we going to do that? Probably over here, I imagine. Yeah, let's just run a cable around the edge. Oh, that's actually gonna be kind of difficult with this. Didn't think about this. You know what, actually? We can move these arms. Let's put them on top of the IOs. Let's put them here. So stone to the middle. And I guess I'll just go back to 1 arm for the planks. It doesn't really matter that much, I guess. Yeah. And then that way we can just extend this. That'll get power to over here. I guess realistically I could just move the output here and then have the power here and it would be much easier, but oh well. So now the all-important question that I have is, what is the stress cost of this bad boy gonna be? Let's find a place to put one of these. You know what, I can go right here. Okay. That's not as bad as I was expecting. That's about 100 40,000. Phone. Calculator. So what are we on? 524,288 minus 383,968. 140,320 stress to run this at max speed. And you know what? That's probably less than I expected. I think I was more thinking probably pushing 200k. But I mean, we've got the power. Like, it is no issue at all. The actual power situation. This fits in our building, or it will fit. We've even got space to do like a little courtyard area. We could definitely do some decoration with it. Like, we got some of this maybe. We could do maybe some catwalk over the middles. So we can kind of walk down each area and inspect all the different bits. That's just not where we want to place that though, was it, game? These are going to be a real pain to place, I know, but yeah, we could definitely do some catwalks through this place so we can keep an eye on it all. Whoops. And obviously when I build this in world, I've just broken that. I need that still. Yeah. What I am going to do though, we're going to break that. And we're going to disconnect the power. And then I'm just going to move this around when I actually build it. I just want this bit, so I don't need this. Probably should have taken a screenshot of what was going to be on that, actually, now that I think about it. Oh well. That's a shame. You know what, let's just get a bit of the mushroom blockness in it, sure. It'll actually help me line it up in the other world. Let's call this Automated Andesite Age MK2 Giga Pog. Oh no, I can't put poggers. Just one pog? No, actually, if I put the Giga Pogs. There we go. I have a very good file naming system. Cool. I'm happy with this. It's taken longer than I expected, I'll admit, but pretty happy. We've done good work here. I like this a lot. I think that's probably my sign to vacate, because yet again, I need to urinate and ponder life. So thank you all very much for coming by. I really do appreciate it. I am trying to get the stream up on my screen whilst doing my outro, and I am bad at doing multiple things at once. Oh, that's my own voice, that's gross. Alright. So thank you all very much for watching. I will see you all probably over on my Twitch. If you want to go drop me a follow over there. I do stream more regularly over there than on here. I only really do YT streams when I am working on a big project like today, so follow me over on Twitch. Same username, SkiDrink, you know where to find me, the lizard. And next video coming, I don't really know when, I'm not gonna lie, but I've designed this machine now, so that should help me quite a bit with getting it going. So yeah, thanks all, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.